Welcome back to the Allegheny Northern. It's been a while since I've done my last video, so I wanted to give you a very brief tour to get you caught up to speed here with where everything's at. Obviously the trains are still running, despite there being a few months of very little work due to the summer vacations and parties and all that sort of stuff. But this summer, the National N-Scale Convention came to town, and that's where this little switcher came from. Also part of that purchase there in town was the Showcase Miniatures kit, dump truck pulling away from the asphalt paver here to complete that scene a little bit more. One of the more prized pickups was this 5-unit well car from Deluxe Innovations. Obviously it's no longer available, so if you find one and you're a Conrail fan, definitely pick it up. But each of the containers inside the wells represents one of the predecessor lines to Conrail, so that's pretty cool. Probably not going to do a whole lot of weathering on that one. It's going to stay pretty much as it is. Also, one of the other pickups here is this flatbed delivery truck and forklift, adding one more piece to the printing company. And this summer we also added an ice cream truck with kids running to the ice cream truck, so that's one more piece to the town. Probably the biggest development has been the addition of an upper level. Right now there's obviously nothing there. Soon it will be a industrial district, small switching yard, and some street running for a more urban setting. And then this is the connecting track here. This will eventually punch right through that wall to the other side where the workshop is, and it'll be hidden staging for the intermodal traffic and any sort of overflow stock that's on the railroad. This is the connecting line. Right now it's pretty much in its rough form, and it is serviced by a helix, which will be hidden underneath a removable mountain. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to scenic that, because when you come around to this side over here, which is visible now but it won't be for long, I'm going to custom build a terminal for all of the Amtrak equipment. So that still needs a little bit of work, obviously, and I'm just going to start roughing in for what I think the terminal might look like using some gator board. A couple of the other pickups for the railroad have been some construction vehicles. This is a not quite N-scale. It's from Japan. It's from Tomica. It's fully positionable. It's actually die cast. It's not too far off in scale. The detail's pretty good. It needs weathered. It's really shiny, but it does look like an offload rotor loader, and with the guys next to it in N scale, it doesn't look that far out of proportion to something that you might actually see in a quarry. Coming back around here, this is another view of the yard that's going to eventually be the terminal. Right now I'm just using it to get some of the Amtrak equipment off the road. And here is the Y connecting it. That'll lead to the upper area and also to the terminal. Also, right now you can see a couple more of the Tomica purchases. These excavators are a little bit larger. I don't know if they're going to be as useful. I think I may end up kind of hiding them off in the distance. But one of the nice big pickups has been these cranes. They are definitely don't look out of place. I'm going to set up a heavy lifting scene back there at the power plant with those. Probably can tell there's no rigging on the cranes. I will be adding rigging to those just to bring out the realistic nature of them a little bit more. And then I'm going to use some 3D printed items to complete that particular scene. Another pickup from the N-Scale Convention was this Showcase Miniatures Lowboy, waiting for the milling machine to be done. You may remember that from a previous video. That is a 3D printed item. And that pretty much brings us around to the end of the layout right now. There's been very little work otherwise. Pretty much everything else is the same. So that brings you up to the last few months of basic inactivity. And now that the winter's officially set in, it's probably going to probably see a few more videos happening a lot more frequently. Stay tuned.